Yankees owner Hal Steinbrenner just said something that has the entire baseball world buzzing, and honestly, it might be the most important quote of this entire offseason. He was asked directly if he's concerned about the Dodgers and their dominance after winning back-to-back World Series titles. His answer? Absolutely yes. And the way he explained it reveals everything you need to know about where baseball stands right now and why the Dodgers have become what the Yankees used to be. Here's exactly what Steinbrenner said. Of course, it's a concern. The Dodgers have tremendous resources, and they've gotten the job done. That's the big thing. They've played to their potential when they needed to. They overcame a lot of injuries this year. They got healthy at the right time. I don't know what next year is going to bring, but of course, it's always a concern anytime I feel that one team is pulling away from the other 29 or selfishly pulling away from me. Let that sink in for a second. The owner of the New York Yankees, the most storied franchise in professional sports history, is publicly admitting he's worried about another team dominating the sport. That's massive. That tells you everything about where the Dodgers are right now and what they've built in Los Angeles. But Steinbrenner wasn't done. He went on to say something even more interesting. If there's a correlation between spending the most money and winning a championship, I still think it's a weak correlation. Small sample size of data. But the Dodgers earned every bit of it. They really played up to their potential, especially those last two games. That has to be greatness. That has to happen. Your players have to play up to their potential when you're playing a team as good as the Yankees under that kind of pressure in the World Series. Hats off to them. It's not easy to do twice, and they did it in dramatic fashion. And then he dropped the hammer. There's nothing low about my payroll and the Mets' payroll. Look where we ended up. Preach, Hal. Preach. Because he's absolutely right. The Yankees have a massive payroll. The Mets have the highest payroll in baseball. The Phillies spend a fortune. The Blue Jays are up there too. All these teams are spending huge money, and none of them won the World Series. The Dodgers did. Twice in a row. So clearly it's not just about money. And this is the dirty secret that nobody wants to talk about. The thing that nobody gives the Dodgers credit for. Yes, they have superstars. Yes, they spend money. But these players choose to be in Los Angeles. They want to be part of this organization. They want to chase championships. They want to be in a culture that's committed to winning at the highest level. Yoshinobu Yamamoto could have signed anywhere. He chose the Dodgers. Shohei Ohtani could have gone to any team in baseball. He chose the Dodgers. Why? Because they've built something special. The Dodgers have created a culture that wins. That's what separates them from everyone else. The Yankees spend money but haven't won a World Series since 2009. The Mets just gave out the biggest contract in sports history to Juan Soto, and they didn't even make the playoffs last year. Money matters, but culture matters more. Player development matters. Smart roster construction matters. Being an organization that players actually want to play for matters. And this raises a fascinating question. Are the Dodgers the new Yankees? Not the modern Yankees who haven't won in 15 years, but the Yankees of the late 90s and early 2000s. The dynasty Yankees. The team everyone feared. The team everyone either loved or hated with no in between. The team that set the standard for the entire sport. The answer is yes. The Dodgers have become exactly that. They're the team everyone's chasing. They're the model franchise. They're the organization that does everything right, from player development to free agent signings to in-game management. They're the standard bearer for excellence in baseball right now. But there's another dimension to this that makes the Dodgers even more like those classic Yankees teams. It's not just that they're winning, it's who they're winning with. Think about those Red Sox teams that won championships in the 2000s. Solid rosters, but not exactly star-studded. The Giants winning in the even years with Madison Bumgarner carrying them. Great stories, but they didn't have the transcendent superstars. The Yankees dynasties were different. They had Derek Jeter, Mariano Rivera, Bernie Williams, Roger Clemens, Alex Rodriguez, the biggest names in the sport. And that's what the Dodgers have now. Shohei Ohtani is literally the most famous baseball player on the planet. Mookie Betts is a generational talent. Freddie Freeman just had one of the most iconic World Series performances ever. These aren't just good players. These are superstars winning championships. And the Dodgers aren't afraid to do whatever it takes to get their guys. That's another parallel to those Yankees teams. When the Yankees wanted someone, they went and got them. The Dodgers operate the same way now. They identified Ohtani as the target and landed him. They wanted Yamamoto and outbid everyone. They saw an opportunity with Tyler Glasnow and pounced. That's what elite organizations do. So are the Dodgers ruining baseball? Are they the new evil empire? Here's the thing. People only say that stuff when you're winning. Nobody was calling the Dodgers the evil empire at the end of the regular season when they were struggling with injuries and losing games. The Washington Post literally called them the most disappointing roster in baseball during the regular season. All this evil empire talk only surfaces when the Dodgers are hoisting championship trophies. And honestly, if people are calling your team the evil empire, you should be thrilled. That means you're doing something right. That means you're the standard. That means everyone else is chasing you. The Yankees were hated for decades because they kept winning. Now that mantle has passed to Los Angeles. But there are some key differences that might make the Dodgers dynasty even more sustainable than the Yankees were. The Guggenheim ownership group seems more committed long-term than some of the Steinbrenner-era decisions. Andrew Friedman, as president of baseball operations, is arguably better at roster construction than Brian Cashman has been. The Dodgers' player development system is churning out talent at an incredible rate. They're not just buying championships, they're building them from within while also supplementing with smart free agent additions. And here's maybe the biggest difference between the Dodgers now and any previous dynasty. They have Shohei Ohtani. If you're a baseball fan and you had one game to attend, one player to see, would you rather watch Aaron Judge take 4 or 5 at-bats at Yankee Stadium, or would you watch Ohtani pitch and hit in the same game? 10 out of 10 people are choosing Ohtani. He's the most unique talent in baseball history. Fans are flying in from Japan just to see him play. He's transcendent in a way we haven't seen since maybe Babe Ruth. That's where the Dodgers have truly passed the Yankees as the marquee franchise in baseball. They're the team everyone wants to watch. They're the game you circle on your calendar. They're the player your kids want to see. The Yankees used to be that. Now it's the Dodgers. What makes Steinbrenner's comments so telling is that he's acknowledging this reality publicly. He could have downplayed it. He could have said the Yankees are focused on their own success and not worried about what anyone else is doing. Instead, he was brutally honest. Yes, the Dodgers are pulling away, and yes, that's a huge concern. That level of honesty is refreshing, and it shows he understands the challenge facing his franchise. The Yankees need to figure out how to catch up. They just lost the World Series to the Dodgers. They watched Los Angeles come back from a 5-0 deficit in Game 5 and win the championship. They had a front row seat to watching a better organization operate at a higher level when it mattered most. That has to sting. And Steinbrenner's comments suggest it does. But here's what should really worry the other 29 teams. The Dodgers aren't done. They're pursuing more talent this offseason. They're trying to get even better. They just won back-to-back championships, and they're acting like a team that's hungry for more. That's championship culture. That's what separates the elite from everyone else. The correlation between spending and winning is weak, as Steinbrenner correctly pointed out, but the correlation between building a championship culture, making smart roster decisions, developing young talent, and supplementing with elite free agents, that correlation is extremely strong. And the Dodgers are the best in the business at all of those things right now. So yes, the Dodgers are the new Yankees. They're the dynasty everyone's chasing. They're the evil empire if you're not a fan, and they're the gold standard if you are. And based on everything we're seeing this offseason, they're just getting started. The rest of baseball better figure out how to catch up, because right now the gap between Los Angeles and everyone else is massive. Even the owner of the Yankees is admitting it publicly. That tells you everything you need to know about where we are in baseball history right now. The Dodgers are the team of this era, and everyone else is playing catch-up.